Jesus said, do not resist an evildoer. What does it mean? It doesn't speak about coming to destroy you. If somebody humiliates you, be ready to be humiliated more. If somebody wants to do ridiculous actions like suing for your undergarment, so all these kind of things, ridiculous actions, be ready for, just give it up, give them. And they're already ridiculous, and don't fight with them and become you become ridiculous, but just give them because they don't have that. So give them and give the extra. And the third one, if someone asks you to go for 1 mile, go for 1 more mile. If somebody forces you to do that, be generous with them. But here, it doesn't mean if somebody comes and attacks you, destroys you, and rapes you or robs you, you should permit it. There is called self-defense. For this, the Catechism of the Catholic Church says something. Let us read this Catechism of the Catholic Church. What is the teaching of the Church about this? Catechism of the Catholic Church 22 verse 63. We read like this, paragraph number 2263. The legitimate defense of persons and societies is not an exception to the prohibition against the murder of the innocent that constitutes intentional killing. We are not supposed to do intentional killing, but doesn't mean when you have a legitimate defense of persons or society. If somebody comes and attacks you, invades your country, you have legitimate right to defend your country. If somebody comes to attack you in your family, in your home, somebody comes to rob and attacks you, you have legitimate right to defend you and your family. If somebody attacks your child or someone attacks your body to destroy and kill, you have all the right to defend your body. That is what the Catechism of the Catholic Church, it is called legitimate defense of persons. Continue. The act of self-defense can have a double effect. The preservation of one's own life. The double effect should be there. First one, trying to protect my body, protect my family, protect my house, protect my nation. Second, the killing of the aggressor. The other person, in this process of protecting ourselves, the other person may have some injury. But it is not intended, but it happened. It is okay. Praise the Lord. The one is intended, the other is not intended. If somebody intentionally killed the other person, it is considered as murder. But at the same time, in the process of protecting yourself and your family and your country, whatever, and in this process, if the other person happened to die or happened to have a grave injury, for that, you don't have the responsibility because the other person is an unjust oppressor. That is why sometime back when there was a war of terrorists, ISIS terrorists were coming and American soldiers went to Iraq and to destroy these people. And then suddenly in the plane, Pope was interviewed by some press people and they said, can the church accept these violence? Can the church accept this violence? And the Pope said only one sentence: unjust oppressor should be stopped. Unjust oppressor should be stopped. When in the process of stopping the oppressor, maybe some injury may happen to the oppressor, but our intention is to stop the oppressor. Our intention is not to injure the person, but our intention is to stop the oppressor. In that process, the oppressor may be hurt and even may be killed. And that is what the church says. And that is permitted. That is why the soldier, even if you are Christian or Catholic, a soldier who is fighting for the country is justified. And that is why the church doesn't forbid anyone to join in the army. But at the same time, it should be a legitimate reason, legitimate war. What Russia is doing is not a legitimate thing. Therefore, all those who participate in such kinds of war in invading another country are not justifiable. Catholics who are following Christian policies and Bibles cannot do that, cannot obey the command of the ruler when they are asked to do such kinds of actions. They can defend their country, but they cannot invade another country in whatever may be the reason. Praise the Lord.